Hello, everyone. Welcome to your 5-minute dose of Black history. My name is Tamara Shiloh, and I will be your host. Our show is about notable Black folks and Black historical events from the past and present. And I'll be sharing the titles of a few books I think you might like from the shelves of the Multicultural Bookstore in Richmond, California, for kids, teens, and adults. So, without further ado, let's get this party started. We are celebrating Women's History Month. I thought we'd start this month off with the history of Women's History Month. It is a celebration of women's contributions to our history. In the United States, it's celebrated in March. March was chosen because the first observances of Women's History Week revolved around International Women's Day, which is March 8th. In 1978, a school district in Sonoma, California, decided to honor women's achievements by participating in a Women's History Week event, which included essay contests, presentations by women, and a parade was held in downtown Santa Rosa. The following year, a 2-week conference examining women's history was held at Sarah Lawrence College. They learned about Sonoma County's Women's History Week celebration and decided to create similar celebrations within their own schools and organizations. During the following 7 months, women lobbied for a declaration of Women's History Week, and in March 1980, President Jimmy Carter issued a presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8, 1980, as National Women's History Week. Schools across the country began to incorporate Women's History Week into their curriculum, and eventually the week grew into a month-long observance. On March 12, 1987, the celebration became official when legislation was passed to designate March as Women's History Month in the United States. So let's talk about what's happened from the 1600s to now. So, from the 1600s, there was Pocahontas. And in the 1700s, there was Lucy Terry, who wrote Bar's Fight, the first known poem by an African American. The 1800s gave us Harriet Tubman and Clara Barton, who started the Red Cross. The 1900s brought us Wilma Mankiller, the Cherokee Nation's first female principal chief, and Patsy Mink, a third-generation Japanese American, became the first Asian American woman and the first woman from an ethnic minority group to be elected to the United States Congress in 1964. And in the 2000s, we said congratulations to Ibtihaj Muhammad, an American saber fencer and member of the United States fencing team. She is known for being the first Muslim American woman to wear a hijab while competing for the United States in the Olympics, as well as for winning an Olympic medal wearing it. And we had the pleasure of welcoming our first African American First Lady, Mrs. Michelle Obama. Where will we go from here? Now imagine that. And as promised, I have a few books to share with you. Since we are celebrating women in history, I thought 2 books we'd start out with this month would be Black Women in Science and the book entitled Muslim Women Are Everything. Don't forget, you can get these and other great selection of books at the Multicultural Bookstore in Richmond, California, online at multiculturalbookstore.com. Thank you for joining us today. This episode of Your 5-Minute Dose of Black History was sponsored by Don Griffin of the Dark Network. You can catch his show on YouTube. And again, don't forget to visit the multiculturalbookstore.com to order your books today. And remember, Black history is American history and should be taught all year. See you next time.